My recommendation to learning how to summerboard and maximizing your grip and board control on your summerboard. I've been summerboarding for about 3/4 of a year now, and I'm going to be honest, I was somebody that struggled to learn how to ride the summerboard. It was much more difficult to pick up than I thought it would be, but once it clicked, it was a blast, and it truly does feel like you're snowboarding anywhere. So I wanted to make this video just to share my recommendation thoughts on getting started on your summerboard journey and kind of how you should set the board up. The main thing I want to talk about is don't start with the footholds. The Summerboard is unique in the fact that you can ride it like a skateboard. You have the foamies that you can put on that you're going to be able to wedge your foot up against it and kind of give you a little bit more grip, a little bit more control. And then to really get the maximum control is you have the footholds, which are going to act just like a snowboard binding. You slide your feet underneath them, and it's going to give you the full and maximum control that you can get on the Summerboard. However, I don't recommend starting with these until you're able to properly ride straight, turn, and you get comfortable bailing off the Summerboard, because in the process of learning, you're going to have to do that a lot. And once you put the footholds on, it is going to be significantly more difficult to bail because you almost have to jump off, but at the same time, actively be thinking about sliding your feet backwards and pulling them out from underneath the footholds. You can totally still bail with these on, but it's a little more difficult, and I think till you're really comfortable and have kind of that concept in your brain of how you need to jump off this thing in the event that you do. I think that putting the footholds on, I just wouldn't recommend starting there. I never honestly rode this by itself. I was never very good at skateboarding. Always wanted to be. I could cruise around on one, but I was never by any means great. So riding this like a skateboard wasn't something I even thought about doing straight out of the gate. So as soon as I got it, I put on the foamies. The benefit to running the foamies is you're going to be able to wedge your foot up against the foamy. What that's going to do is going to allow you to have basically a point for your foot to grip. That's going to give you more board control. It's going to make it easier to control, but you're still going to be able to jump off just as if there was nothing on the board, which is great for when you're learning how to bail. That way it's not another obstacle you have to think about while you're trying to jump and not crash. Because if you crash, nobody's having a good time. When you hit the pavement, it's never fun. So the foamies is definitely where I would recommend starting. I tried to set mine up as close to a snowboard stance as I could, so I brought my feet in a little bit. I didn't set the Summerboard up on the widest stance. I went a little narrower with the foamies. I'm on the middle set of holes. The great benefit to going with a narrower stance is it does just allow it to make you easier to spin. You get a little bit more control. You might sacrifice some stability, when you're at a super high speed, but the Summerboard's set up to have a wider stance anyway, and I'm somebody that snowboards with not the widest stance in the first place. So my goal with this was to set it up as close to a snowboard feel as I could till I learned how to properly ride it. I'd recommend riding with the foamies till you can comfortably go straight, till you can make carves in both directions, smear the turns in the back a little bit, and you just are used to jumping off of the board and riding at like a moderate speed without feeling incredibly unstable or wobbling. Once you get past that point, I rode like that for several days, and once I got real comfortable, that's when I would recommend upgrading to the footholds. The footholds, it is crazy how much more board control you're able to get out of them, and I think you won't fully learn how to ride the Summerboard until you go to the footholds, but it's very important to ride with the foamies first so that you're just not going to eat it and hit the ground, because like I said, nobody wants to do that. And don't worry, with the foothold, you can still bail. Just jump and kind of actively remember to pull your feet back, and you can jump off of it, no problem. But like I said in the beginning, it's just one more step to the equation you don't want to have to deal with. So foamies first. Once you learn, then upgrade to the footholds. The Summerboard is a blast to ride. It truly does turn pavement into groomers and feel like you're snowboarding anywhere and everywhere. And it's one of my new favorite hobbies to enjoy, as well as just a general tool for me to progress my snowboarding year round. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions about the Summerboard, hit me down in the comments below. If you're looking at purchasing one, code BBH100 is going to save you $100 off the purchase of a Summerboard. If you like videos like this, you want to know more about learning how to Summerboard, definitely let me know in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one soon.